do will be a little back-to-back-to-back videos, obviously individually numbered. But first off, will it be first off in the numbers? It won't be first off in the numbers. It'll be like second off in the numbers. But don't worry. This is a white and nano blue dual cerakoted Kraken. Very tough to do anything white. But we've got a white case, a nano blue crown, and then a dual cerakoted bezel, dial, and shark mesh hybrid and clasp. So how this works is for the dial, did everything in blue and bake it. So everything is done in blue. Then you do the whole dial in white, and before it fully dries, you go through and slightly sand it off anything that's blue. So you try to do that as best you can. So you can see inside there that you've got some blue down in there where it's showing up through the white. So very tough to do. Same thing on the bezel. You have to do this whole bezel in white first, bake it, then you do the bezel in blue. So the whole bezel is blue. Then before it dries, you wet sand off everything that's blue that's raised, leaving the blue only staying down inside that. So you're getting blue on top of the white. You got to try and get off that as much as you can. Hopefully it doesn't bond as much to it. If you get real close, you can see in spots where it has a blue hue around it. So very tough to do, but it is how you do it. Same thing on this. You pick a color that you want to do. So we started off with white. So we did everything in white all the way around on the SS band. Then you tape off where you want it to stay white, and then you do everything in blue and then bake it. So becomes a little tough to do dual cerakote, especially with a lighter color. The other ones I did are very dark colors. You can have a little bit of a overlay and it won't throw you off as much. But and this ended up running, it's ran until 1 o'clock yesterday, and I built this at 10 o'clock 2 nights before. So this ended up running for about 39 hours. So white and blue handset in here with a stock white second hand, low profile exhibition caseback, stainless steel movement holder, black rotor. Got the Kraken on the crown. You got Kraken referenced across here, if that focuses. And then you also have Kraken on the side of the case. Non-clickable style bezel. So it'll go left, it'll go right. I just put these things on super tight to where they don't move too much on you. And then it's an automatic mechanical, so you can wind it, you can wear it, you can put it in a watch winder. You can see just from us going back and forth, we wound it just a little bit with that rotor moving just ever so slightly. But if it's dead, like now, or you're not going to be very active, make sure you wind it up just a little bit before you put it on so that you don't lose time throughout the day. And how you do that is you back the crown off the threads until you hear it and feel it clicking. At that point, you can wind, and a wind is a turn away from you. Turning it back towards you doesn't do anything, but it's a lot easier to keep your finger spacing. And just go back and forth. If you do this for 4 or 5 seconds before you put it on, even if you're not very active, you will keep time throughout the day. And if you do it for something closer to 20 seconds, you're going to max out that 31 plus hour power reserve. And as I referenced, it ran 39 hours. So when you are good, I wonder why that hasn't started up. Okay. Why isn't that? Come on. Whenever you're good, you can then pull it out to the one and only clicking. You'll notice it's got a wobble crown. This deflects lateral pressure from going into the stem and into the movement. So if you're pushing and prying out, you're not putting any adverse pressure on that stem into the movement. So if you don't want to feel that, just hold it straight and just move like so. And you won't even feel it because you're pulling it straight. So, okay, Google, what time is it?
12:16 p.m.
12:16 p.m. When you're good, push it back over and take it out of that time setting, and then wind your crown back down, and you are good to go. So this is the white and nano blue cerakoted Kraken build. These will come off just the same as regular. The ones that are dimpled, that's the side you push down. Whenever I do these ones, I overlay them really nicely and kind of push down whenever you're putting these back together, because you have all these little things to line back up. You feed it back through the same way it came out. So if you're pushing it out that way, you're feeding it back down through with the point end that way. What you'll do is you'll kind of tap it a little bit and make sure that you're aligned, and tap and tap and tap and tap and put it back in there. So I put this on my wrist and kind of do a little fold over to see how many I need to remove, and just go from there. Just try and be even on each side. Take out 2 on this side, 2 on that side, and it's got the same end piece, just like a regular engineered that I normally do, and put those right on and through. So that is this build. As with every build, it comes with matching beads. Entirely up to you whether you wear those beads or not. This one will come in a blue Kraken box. Every build comes with watch cleaner. This is good on all glass and metal parts. So this watch as a whole, my Cerakote guy said with the white, if you ever get anything on it, use a white eraser. And actually that is what I did on this bezel, because I noticed a little bit of things on the bezel, and was able to just use the white eraser. I don't know that you can't use a different colored eraser, but I used the white and removed what looked to be like some Cerakote overspray. So it actually worked nicely, which I was a bit surprised, because I'd never taken an eraser to a watch before. And then you're also going to get some fine scratch remover. This is an acrylic glass and you can scratch it, but if you do, no worries at all. Put a tiny bit of this on it and buff against it, filling that scratch. Go against the scratch, not with the scratch. Filling the scratch, and then buff it using your thumb with your included microfiber, and you will solidify that scratch in that watch. So this is Kraken build, I think 121. I was doing an inverse of this as well, so you might see that a little bit later, but the blue bezel with it had a little too much white on it that I could not get off, that was not perfectly removed before it dried. So that one will come out just a little bit later, but that is this one for now. So the other one's going to be basically the inverse of this, blue with white inlay, blue background with a white Kraken, and it should be blue here with white in the middle and white on the outsides, and white crown. So in theory, it's the exact opposite, which I could use the same hands on and essentially do the same beads on if I still have everything here. But so it should have an inverse of it. Just was not as perfect as I wanted it to be. As perfect as you can get with some of these dual Cerakotes. So that is this build. If it's going to you, congrats. I hope you love this watch. I thought it turned out pretty awesome, and it's definitely different than most things you see. So if you want to continue to see videos like this, like and subscribe, as I do them all the time. And if you want me to build you something custom and unique, reach out and I'll see what I can do. Thanks for watching, guys.